Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me. And you've probably just seen me applying this foundation, and I'm all ready to go, and I've done my brows. And in case anyone is in any doubt that this is a first impression, it literally arrived about 10 minutes ago and it's still in the bubble wrap. So I'm going to remove this bubble wrap now. This is Stoned Rose Instant Look in a Palette. Can't wait to try it. So stay tuned. Okay, doesn't this look pretty? I'm sorry, I just love things like this. So feminine, such a lovely gift. I'm sorry, I know that you don't want to look at the box, you want to see what's inside, but I just had to show you this. So, Stoned Rose Beauty Instant Look in a Palette. So let's dig into this, shall we? So the box is as usual, and let's open it up. I can't wait. You know I whisper when I'm excited. Okay, here are the shades. Let me just show you all. So you're seeing it as I'm seeing it. Okay, so those are the eye shades: blush, bronzer, and highlighter. So I'm going to swatch these for you now, and then we're going to do a look with it. Okay, and I do have Stoned Rose lipstick, but I've got something to say about this that I think you'll find rather interesting. Okay, so let's get on with the swatches. So swatching on the lightest part of my arm. First on in, we're going with the Brighten. She's calling it Brighten again instead of Prime. So that is the Brighten shade. I'm going to put a photograph, so don't worry if you can't see it too well. Then we have the Enhanced shade, which is there. This reminds me quite a bit of Golden Goddess. And then we have the Smoke shade, which is matte and actually looks a little bit in the pan like the previous Instant Look in a Palette, but a little bit lighter. So it's kind of a reddy brown. Okay. Then I'm going to swatch the cheek colours. So we have the Cheek Swish. Now, historically, the Swish and Pop shades of the Instant Look in a Palettes never swatched very well, but I think you can see that one. Looks quite pretty. And then we have the Pop shade, which is a darker pink, which is there. And then I'm going to go in with the bronzer, which looks quite fair. Actually not as fair as it seems. So there's the bronzer, and then the highlighter. Which is very like the one that she's got on the Film Star Bronze and Glow. So I'm just going to take a picture of those and I'll be right back. Okay, now onto the lipstick. Now I still have the original Stoned Rose lipstick, so I didn't bother to buy a new lipstick, but I kind of wish I had, because there have been a few reviews that have mentioned this, that basically they think that Charlotte has changed the colour of this lipstick since it was originally out, and that rather than being a stoned kind of pink, that it is now an orangey lipstick. Now, I did speak to Sushana because she ordered this, and she ordered the Stoned Rose. She hasn't got the previous one, but she's got the new one. And she confirmed that she thinks that it is a different colour. Now, this is what the original one looked like. So it basically is a pinky orange. But from all accounts and from all the pictures that I've seen, the new Stoned Rose, or the most recent ones, if you buy it now, it looks more orangey than that, which is a shame, because this is kind of a perfect combination of pink and orange, if you know what I mean, stones and rose. So I'm kind of tempted to get another lipstick just to compare the two, because I bought this some time ago. They don't go off though, it still smells as fresh as a daisy. So I'd be interested to know, if you've bought the Stoned Rose lipstick, does it look like that? And if not, comment below, because I'm really interested to know. And I may just get a new lipstick to compare them. But that is definitely Stoned Rose as it was originally. And I'm just pausing for a moment so you can see it and compare it to your lipstick if you bought it recently. Okay, so let's get going with this look. And actually I'll put a little picture of this Stoned Rose. I'll put it back on my hand because I've just wiped it off. I'll put a little picture in between and then we'll get on with the look. Okay, so let's get going with this. So I'm not going to put any primer on my eyes like Colour Chameleons, because I want you to see this palette as it is. So first on in, I'm going in with the Eye Brighten. And it certainly does that. Brightens up the eye. Provides a great base. I think this palette is going to be effortless. It's one of those that's going to blend really easily. It's a no-brainer when you're getting ready to go out, because you can literally almost do this in the dark and it's going to look great. Now, as it's an eye brighten, I'm going to put a little bit all the way along underneath, just to give me a bit of a brightening effect, just where that shadow falls, and a little bit in the corner, rather than using highlighter, because it's quite brightening this. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the Enhance shade, and again I'm going to put this. Oh, that's nice. Lovely warm shade. That actually looks nicer on the eye than it did on the swatch. It looked, for want of a better word, a little bit boring when I swatched it, but it looks quite pretty on the eyes. So I'm kind of going halfway along my mobile lid and up into the socket. Blends like a dream. Now, if you are my skin tone or above, you might find you're just having to build it up a bit more. If you're fair, this will be perfect, but I'm just having to go in a little bit more than once just to build up the intensity. And I'm going to take a little bit of that underneath as well. Just halfway along, I think. This one would actually work quite nicely as well on the sock, on the, it's very subtle, but just along the lash line, just to start building up the intensity a bit. You sort of hardly notice it, but it's not about noticing it. And then I'm going to go in with the smoke shade, and I'm going to do my normal thing of placing it with my smudge brush and then blending it out with my blending brush. And I'm going to put that in the corner. This is very pretty. Pretty daytime look. So I'm just dabbing it on and placing it. The other side. Relaxing my lids just to make sure it's even, and then I'm going to take that halfway along as well, like so. Now I'm going to blend, blend, blend with the blending brush. And just to build up a little bit more in the corner, I'm just going to dab a little bit more and blend it just right in the corner there. Gone and got fingerprints on my foundation again. Okay, now I'm going to be honest with you. When I swatched it, I thought, bit samey, bit boring, but I actually like that. And I thought it looked like Golden Goddess, but it looks a lot peachier. So if you like, I would call this a peachy version of Golden Goddess. That's how I'd describe it. Now I'm going to just take the highlighter from this palette, and I'm just going to use that to highlight my brow bone. But I'm going to leave that other one, the eye brighten, in this inner corner, so I don't look too startled. Yep, okay, so I'm going to put some mascara on, and I'll put some eyeliner on as well. I think I'm going to put on Audrey. I think Audrey would go nicely with this. So let me make sure I've blended that little bit in. So I'll put some Audrey eyeliner on and some MAC mascara in Extreme Dimension, and I will be right back. Let me quickly show you this. So this is MAC False Lashes Maximiser. So I'm going to put that on first, and I'm going to do one eye so that you can see it. So I'll put this on, and I'll put the In Extreme Dimension mascara on afterwards, and then I'll come right back and I'll just do this eye so that you can see the difference. Okay, so that's the MAC In Extreme Dimension. So you can see that's with, without. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll do the other one. Okay, moving on to the lips. Now, Charlotte recommends Hot Gossip lip liner to go with this lipstick, which is like this. So I'm going to put that on first, and I'll go back to my cheeks in a minute. Okay, I won't fill them in today so that you can see what this lipstick looks like, but beware what I just said before. This is the original Stoned Rose, and there are a few reviews that say that it has changed colour since it was first released. Goes lovely with the eye makeup though. So let me know if yours looks different to this. I'm really interested to know. Okay, and then I'm going to move on to the bronzer and highlighter and finish off with the blush. Okay, first on in, sorry about the washing machine in the background, guys. I'm going to sculpt. Actually, this shows up beautifully on my skin tone. Look at that. I thought it was going to be light, but it's not. But I still think it's fine if you've got light skin. It looks fine, a fine shade to me. So I'm just going to use it to sculpt a little bit down the side of my nose and the periphery of my face. And then I'm going to use it as a bronzer as well. Get rid of my double chin. Get my bronzing brush. Now Charlotte doesn't do this bronzing brush anymore. She sells her blush brush as a bronze and blush brush. But she used to do a bigger brush. That was a bronzing brush and I love it. I'm just going to bronze away. And a tiny bit across the nose, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with the highlighter. No, I'm going to do the blush next. So first on in, I'm going to do the swish. And I like swishing on both sides first to make sure it's balanced out. Put a little bit more because that is quite fair. But again, it builds up nicely. And then the pop. Yeah, that you don't need more than one pop of that. If anything, that's gone a bit too much. But it will balance out once I get my highlighter on. Sorry, there's a bit that looked unblended there. Right. And then the highlighter. And that is the finished Stoned Rose beauty look. So I'm going to just do my little model for a minute and then I'll tell you what my thoughts are. Okay, so let's get on to who is this palette for. Okay, my first impressions looking at the colours in the swatches were a little bit samey. But there is no doubt about it that it is such a flattering palette, especially, I hate to say it because you know I'm not into talking about age, but I do think that it's very flattering on older complexions because it brings warmth to the face and it just blends so effortlessly, even though I keep, sorry about my nails, I need to do my nails, but it just blends so effortlessly. It looks so beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of Golden Goddess, but as I said, a peachier version. I think if you are not very confident with makeup and you want something that's going to look ultra flattering, but is very forgiving of the fact that you're not very confident in application, this is a perfect palette. So if you know somebody that you want to get a gift for Christmas that is perhaps very, not very confident about applying makeup, and they are perhaps a little bit washed out and they want something to make them look a bit more warm, and I do think if you're over 40 and you want shades that you just feel confident are going to look great on you, then this and the lipstick is a perfect combination. It is like the Golden Goddess but warmthed up. I know that's not a real word, but a warmthed up version of the Golden Goddess. You could actually put Ibiza Nights lip gloss over the top of this for that same reason, because that goes with the Golden Goddess. So if you wanted to make this a bit more sparkly for the night, it's just perfect. It's one of those, it may be, I would say that a lot of people looking at this palette may not be ultra excited about it or think that Charlotte has produced anything massively different and think, oh, they're new shades. But It's a perfectly put together makeup look. And if you've got someone in your family, as I said, a little bit pale, a little bit washed out, not very confident about applying makeup, and wants to have a really well together makeup face, this and the lipstick is a perfect present for them. It's lovely. I can see myself using this a lot in the daytime to quickly, especially at the moment, as I said, darting off to hospital, put that in my bag and the lipstick, and you've got a well put together face of makeup on, and it's very, very flattering. What more can I say? If you're in for exciting Christmas glittery sparkly colours and you really like the Icon palette, then maybe not for you, because you might feel a little bit bored by it. But I do think that this would work with pretty much every skin colour, every complexion, every hair colour, every age. It is going to look ultra flattering. So I hope you've enjoyed this very, very first impression of the Stoned Rose Instant Look in a palette. Perfect gift for someone. Husbands, if you're watching this, definitely great for putting in your girlfriend or wife's makeup bag in the day and having just a perfectly put together face of makeup. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you all very, very soon to do, I've got loads of things stacked up now to show you. I've got to do a nighttime look using and a proper review of the Pat McGrath Opulence kit. And I've now got my Tatty palette, which I haven't even looked at yet, that has just arrived. So there will be some more videos coming. If they're not lives, they will be like this. All right, take care. Have a lovely Saturday, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye. Love you all. Mwah.